I think with America, I definitely have some opinions, man. Like, do you know what the Ellsberg papers were?
No, fill me in.
1973. He was basically like the Snowden of his time, and he released all these papers, but it basically a lot of what it showed the extent of the CIA and how they had co-opted the media since the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, do you know Noam Chomsky or Christopher Hitchens? Noam Chomsky,
I know Noam Chomsky,
like he's alive. I mean, one of his books we had to read when I went to college was Thought Control, Necessary Illusions, Thought Control in a Democratic Society. That was like required reading. But that dude is fucking brilliant. He talks shit about everybody, but he in a factual way.
Mm-hmm. A clear and concise way of shit talking, a way you can't dispute, you know? So one of the things that really intrigues me about your story so far is
COINTELPRO and MK Ultra were CIA. I mean, CIA was the importing agency. Gary Webb, Dark Alliance.
Well, all the LSD that you were taking and selling
Michael
back in the
Ruppert.
day, CIA brought that too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's
on Dead Tour. I used to, when I was in Josh, the Rainbow Sun would tell me about how the CIA was giving away free in the inner city.
Yep.
Even while it was happening. And then Ruppert in 84, 85, when he said that at the meeting, or maybe it was 89, and the director of the CIA was there.
Mm-hmm.
The system, like the hypocrisy of going back and forth and like getting everybody to fight each other, because the seats of power don't really change. The treachery. I mean, America is definitely by far the largest terrorist group that there ever was.
Yeah, one of the biggest dealers too.
So strong, right? And and all the presidents, Democrat or Republican. I mean, Bush killed 600,000 Iraqis. I mean, dude, what about that? Where's the reparations for that?
Yep.
And Obama did good by going to the prisons, and he went into he pardoned Timmy. I think he pardoned the most people ever. I mean, Trump might end up beating him. But what did he do? There was one thing.
Trump's been pardoning a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
Guy's been handing them out like candy. Maybe not always people that deserve it, but he's handed them out all right.
He's handed them out.
Yeah, I saw Ross Ulbricht got pardoned recently.
He's Tim Geithner and Frank Paulson. He didn't create the banking thing, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
But then those guys basically created it, and then he appointed them to fix it. And so, and it's that right there isn't a free market. That bailout, that is unbelievable. That's our money, like the wickedness and power of a government. And then Paulson got $50 million when he left from his thing. And then since he went to the government job, so he got a $50 million and a $10 million. But those types of people, like if something happens with the economy really big, but like they should be the first ones, man, to be like, they should be. Why didn't they go to Marion?
Yeah.
Think of the shit that they did. I mean, that almost could warrant a public gang raping.
Yeah.
You know,
that's an insane way to put it.
Like,
yeah.
how did it back in the medieval times? Didn't they do death by 1,000 pokes when someone just some bad type of crime? I mean,
we might need to bring that back.
The fleecing of what they're doing to us, man. It's like it's so, and all sides do it. That's why I went from the two. Yep. And then with Trump, I don't know, like there's some insane stuff there too. It's just, but it's all the presidents. It's the system. Trump's probably taking some stuff.
It's a bipartisan thing, dude. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican.
They're all co-opted.
Yep. And the only reason
they never want to give up power.
The only reason those two parties exist is to divide the average voter. You know, at the end of the day, they generally accomplish the same goals. You know, whether it's
there's
a Republican
some slight
or a Democrat.
differences, but it's still the same thing.
The end result and the end objective is pretty similar across the board. You know, and it's fucked up that literally the last guest that we had on just this past week, right before you, was my friend Orson, who was around he was selling back in the 1980s when the CIA was dropping it off in all the black neighborhoods across America. He grew up pre-civil rights movement as a black guy in America. Wow. So he experienced all that. He experienced the CIA coming in and delivering this to this neighborhood. And then he watched as all of his peers got arrested for selling the and consuming the that the CIA introduced to them with no consequence. That's fucked up.
Felix Rodriguez, there's this DEA agent that got killed, Kiki Morena, and there's this guy Hector. He's doing the rounds, and there's a couple movies made about it. But Felix Rodriguez is still alive, man, and I think he was involved in the Kennedy assassination.
Really?
This guy is unbelievable. He came to light, and I Googled him, Felix Rodriguez. There's probably been people that have been afraid to say his name. I mean, maybe it's that they find me in a box somewhere, but he's still alive.
Well, if they do, I'll know
but
why.
for sure, he was there during the torture. They kept this DEA agent alive for a long time. These doctors came in because he flew over. It was during the Iran-Contra when I was up there, and Josh said they could get, they were just giving the crack away. And he discovered something. He was going to report it up the chain, so they kidnapped him. But Felix Rodriguez, according to everything that I've seen on this show, and I've done my own research, like he was there, and he's still probably an asset of the CIA, and he was with the Cuban thing that they didn't get through, but he made it. If Lee Harvey Oswald didn't act alone, and I would bet that he knows.
Felix Rodriguez must have been there too then?
For sure. He was involved in some way. He had to be. He had knowledge of, and he's alive and very well.
Do you think
right now living in Miami? And he's not. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't have anything against the guy. I mean, but he has to be still connected.
Why do you think Miami is such like a popular destination for like assets and ex-cons alike and all that?
It's pretty cool. It's right on the ocean. It's warm.
They just like the vibe there.
Yeah, I remember going there in '89 after the spring tour. That's when I stayed with them for like 8 months. And we went through Miami in '89, and it was unbelievably gorgeous. And I went there like in 2003 and 4 too. But now, from even then, 2003 and 4, I was probably there 8 or 9 times. But I haven't been back since. So that's 23 years, 22 years, whatever. Like it's changed immensely.
It's expensive as hell in Miami now. I mean, it's probably always been.
Actually, I think I was there about 5 years ago, but I just landed. Yeah.
Just a little pass through or something.
Yeah. Punching Felix Rodriguez. Felix Rodriguez.
Felix.
Really? There he is. You saw him. He just popped up. That's him. He's still
this guy right here?
He's still alive.
Damn, he is old as fuck. I was wondering why you kept saying he's still alive, but no, he is old as fuck. Yeah.
He was there then. The movie with Kiki. He was the guy who came in the room when Kiki Moreno was being kept alive.
You were saying this guy was responsible for JFK?
I think he had to be involved for sure. If you look at his history, and he's absolutely alive. Wow. He has answers for sure, dude.
We got to talk to this fucking guy.
I'm serious.
I don't think he'd want to talk to us, but
he was implicated pretty badly in this movie. I tend to have to believe it.
Gonna imagine
with the guy that I saw speak, Hector, and there was a couple other movies made.
Gonna imagine he doesn't like that
movie. But the
movie.
thing is, that I understand it. Like they didn't. This guy saw something, and they all got busted anyway. Because Oliver North, Brendan Sullivan was his lawyer. I remember seeing the hearings. I mean, they for sure were selling lots of coke. But this dude, whatever he discovered, they just, they squelched him. There's probably others they squelched like that too.
Yeah.
But he was a DEA agent. And once they captured him and start torturing him, they kept him alive, I think, for like 3 days. They gave him a little coke. And I don't know what else, they did to him because they didn't say in the movie, but I read it too. But he was there.
Wow.
To make sure what was the information he told and who did he tell it to. That's really all they were asking him. And they kept asking him.
Government officials do some fucked up shit.
Right. So, no, but I understand he's for his side. Like he's a soldier for his side. I'm not saying he did what he was right, but look at how the whole fucking world, how it is right now. Is we're progressing as human beings on planet Earth. I mean, it's not cohesive as it should be, man. Like in the prison yard, as fucked up as it was, but sometimes it was way less drama than what's going on now. I don't want to go back. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah, they have a whole section on his page here about exactly what you're talking about. The allegations regarding Kiki Camarena. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
It says right
I never
here,
saw this.
This is a huge section on his Wikipedia page. And it says, for those of you guys who haven't heard about this, in October 2013, 2 former DEA agents and a pilot who flew for the CIA claimed to the Mexican journal Proceso, I'm going to guess that's how you say it, and to the U.S. network Fox News that the CIA was complicit in the murder of DEA agent.
And this happened a long time before. Look, in 1985.
In the mid-'80s.
This is from way back.
Yep. And they also allege that Rodriguez, who's this official up here that we're looking at, had a role in that murder. So
he's
this is
still alive, but he's involved with this guy is also involved with the original Cuban movement when Kennedy was alive.
Yep.
He was in there. He's always been a high level dude. And he's always been a CIA asset. He has for sure. I mean, he was there in that room, and the government knew who he was reporting to. So they just, whatever, they had to act it the way that they did. He wasn't some rogue person. He was directly working it's not going to say that he is, because he still is. If he was retired, maybe, but for sure he's still active.
Yeah. And I mean,
he's got answers. I mean, I think he could solve some stuff. I think someone should write a book and just say it. I'm not saying anything bad.
We need him to write a book, dude.
He has information that we should have.
Yep. Well, I mean,
he knows where to look, though, or he knows where to look.
On the last line right
alive,
here,
dude.
This Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, he's still alive.
Yeah, we don't know for how much longer. Guy's fucking old, dude.
We got to go there with a camera and do it.
You see what his pilot said? His pilot, Tosh Plumlee, claims to have evidence that the government itself ordered the capture and interrogation of Camarena, which led to his torture and death.
It means he was part of the chain.
Yep.
Right? Exactly, which means there's an apparatus. He's been there since the beginning. He knows who shot Kennedy and may have been involved.
I think what's really funny...
He's alive, and he's still pretty healthy. He still holds a job.
This last section right here, which talks about how in 2013... former head of the DEA, Jack Lawn, investigated the murder and said that the CIA had no involvement in his death. How are you going to take the head of the DEA's word on that? Like, of course.
Michael Ruppert came right out and said, you should do Michael Ruppert, L.A.
Michael, how do I spell Ruppert?
Ruppert.
There we go.
This is one short video, though. I can show you which one.
This guy right here?
You hear him say it, though, because he's a high-level dude. But he's basically the CIA director came to L.A. Remember that meeting or no?
I don't know.
And that was 90s, 85 or 86. It was the same time. You should punch that in. Michael Ruppert talking at the summit in L.A. with the CIA director.
Speaking as CIA. Explaining the coming collapse.
No. Here, if you go up to videos, click that. Michael Ruppert speaking.
Versus CIA director?
No. If you just do Mike speaking.
I'm not sure if we're going to find it.
Speaking in L.A. Speaking publicly in L.A. No. I found it right away.
We'll
last night.
Find it later. We'll put more links below for you guys later on. I also encourage everyone watching this.
Well, the one clip I have it on my phone. I posted it. It's a big meeting. This is the actual fact that happened. There's a couple congressmen and there's the head of the CIA, Bulsley, I believe. And a couple other people up there, but this is a guy who was a cop for a long time, an investigator. He's done a bunch of movies like How We're in Peak Oil, which we probably are past. And then he just says, basically I'm paraphrasing, but the CIA's been doing this, that, and everything else in the whole room. And he was a known and respected dude at that time. And, the whole room erupted, and Wolseley answered the question too, or whatever the fuck that motherfucker's name was. But if you can, with what Gary Webb did with, I can't remember the name of his book. I said it earlier, Gary Webb's book, and that other person, I can't remember their name. I'm freezing up.
There's a lot of characters involved
Ruppert,
here.
And there's
Yeah.
And Gary Webb, Dark Alliance, the alliance with the there's in the CIA. So the CIA's been involved in everything, and everybody's always been afraid of their fucking budget.
Yeah.
All the presidents never fuck with it, even with Doge and Musk and everybody saying what everybody wanted them to do. No one's really ever said anything about the military. And right before 9/11, Rumsfeld gave a speech. This is a fact. I mean, I've posted on this a lot where he says, and I think the number was 1.7 trillion or 2.7 trillion unaccounted for that. We don't know where it went.
Yeah.
He said
CIA's
that.
up to no good with that money.
That, and so like, it's that part. When the first time I took really good LSD, you could see free. And then the guys in the first prison I was at, they were engineers.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that when UC Ramseth came to park that bomb and it came out many years later. They never said this publicly. And he blew up the 8 floors.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me this there. He said all they had to do, he had to go 15 feet over to the corner. He said for sure he would have toppled one. And it might have toppled both. And then they've said that because they didn't park the truck on the corner piers, right? And so I don't know what that was something to do with the intensity of the inmate. I don't know. Where were we going with that?
I don't know. You just brought up the truck bomb, which very interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy how fate works. You could have pulled the truck 10 feet up.
And I think that
those
planes really did kill the towers.
You think?
Yeah. And and the thing is, people say there was a missile that was for the Pentagon. There's no way, because a missile doesn't hit that way. It hits from the top, and it would have blown up way more.
Yeah.
Way, way more than that little fucking hole.
Would have blown the whole building up, probably.
Not the whole building. I mean, that's, I think, still the largest building in the whole world.
I don't know how big the Pentagon is.
Gatto told me,
not.
too, about these websites where everything that the CIA does is online, and it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, you would go on their computer and you'd order the books, but everything they study, like every continent, every year, like who the government is, what their national product is, like every statistic the air temperature, the output of this, the output of that, the politics situation.
Yep.
Like
it's all on the internet.
Public.
Yep. It's crazy how that depth of information is just accessible. Like we can just get that.
But we're also being controlled by the phones.
Yep.
Do you still know your home phone number that you had when you were a little kid?
No. God, no. I don't remember it anymore. I barely remember my phone number.
Yeah, it's weird. When you're little, though, you had to remember all that shit.
Yep.
We're getting desensitized.
Yeah, I mean, the phones are cooking our brains. And now they got all the shorts and the reels, so you can just scroll real fast all day on your phone. It's kind of addicting,
I had a flip phone for 14 years, and I got that iPhone 5 to start doing just with the little foods, whatever the little stuff that I'm doing, right? I'm getting not really political, but like weightlifting and stuff. And but I have no apps on there except the Instagram and the TikTok just to post, and then the YouTube. But I also have my home computer. But it's fucking poison, man. I have never owned a TV except if I've built out the theater rooms. Someone gave me one when I got out, and I sold it at probably within 4 or 5 months. But TV was never my thing.
It's a healthy way to live, though.
It's crazy.
It's good to stay away from those screens.
I think the TV when we were young, though, the stuff they had, they actually did studies on it, taught you shit. Like they taught you what a bill was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever see that? What's a bill? And they show you through all the
I remember
the cartoons where it goes from the House to the Senate and they vote and a bill becomes.
I remember watching that in school all the time. Yeah, I vividly remember that one.
We had that in the 70s.
Yeah.
When were you born?
99.
Wow. So they still had it because it fucking that's the shit they should teach you when you're
mid
young.
2000s when I was in school. I vividly remember seeing that video where the Bill's walking up the steps and stuff. Yeah, I remember that. If I remember correctly, I think Uncle Sam was there too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, I doubt they still use that video. I hope. It's a good video.
Well, 99. You were born in 99?
I was born in 99.
So that means that you saw in the 2000s.
Yep. Late 2000s is when I was seeing that video. They probably just show the kids now a fucking TikTok, Just a quick little reel, and then they swipe to the next one.
In TikTok. Fuck, dude.
Do you think society will ever go back to the way it was when there was no phones? Like, are kids going to be playing outside again? So all these kids are glued to their phones now, dude. They don't.
I don't
Go
know.
to the
This
playground.
is the problem I've had with like posting on. I try to post positive stuff that is not gonna have a bad ripple to humanity. I
Yep.
struggle sometimes with anger, and I got to take shit back. I definitely still have gardens in the weed,
Mm-hmm.
weeds in the garden, and but yeah,
It's tough sometimes to control that, keep that in check. It can be hard. For everyone out there who's watching at home who wants to get their hands on your book, where can they go to do that?
you could go to Amazon, lettersfrommarion.com.
Yep.
Or lettersfrommarion.com, joelblaeser.com. And then I have links. I have the CIA, Michael Ruppert, CIA reporting agency, little bio.
Yeah, I was checking out your website before we filmed today, and it's got
and then
all
links,
your links.
I'm going to put your video on there too.
Perfect. And for those of you guys who are curious where the link's at, all you have to do is scroll down to the pinned comment.
Can you put my link in the?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
And wait, can you ask me a couple more questions?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I'm just telling people where to get your book.
Yeah.
I mean, I have because So this is one of the first times I've ever seen someone do this. But you actually emailed me a list of questions you wanted asked before this, and most of them I baked into the show, but some of them.
Epstein one.
Yep. So
this happened.
So
this happened.
Let me.
I have proof, but I'm just saying, like I was thinking only for money. But listen, nobody knew what he did. We knew he was guilty, but like, what was I doing? I could have maybe saved him.
Let me
maybe saved him.
Why do you?
But I wanted money. He was gonna have to pay me $500,000. I talked to him and the lawyer, and I figured out who it was, and then and so.
How could you have saved Jeff Epstein? Like what happened? How did you even get connected with him? You emailed the literal first question in your email is you wanted me to ask you, do you think you got Jeffrey Epstein killed?
Yes.
Which is a crazy question. Why do you?
Okay, listen. I have to look at this. It's like if I'm looking at myself and not saying it, because you have to, like, if I were 6 feet tall, if I were 7 feet tall, and I said I think I'm tall, it's not going to be egotistical. So just take it at the value of what it's worth.
Of course,
I don't know, but it's a weird coincidence.
Mm-hmm. A lot of things lined up.
So, yes, a lot of things were different, and there's a lot. You can sell anything in this world, man. There's knowledge is worth a lot. And I lived in a supermax prison, and I fucking survived, and I know the system. And so I basically told the secretary that in just a very businesslike manner a couple times. It was not just right, just like imagine a fucking whatever. And then I left a message with the lawyer, and then I sent them a book. Right. And I said, here's my thing. And I didn't say any numbers, but I knew the system enough. And I said enough things about how we can get in there in the visiting form, everything. And then because he needed somebody to help him survive. And I thought maybe, but it wasn't going to be for anything less than 500,000. There's no way, but I would go there every day to see him. And I could with the lawyer system. There's a way to do it. And he had the money, right? And the backing. And so, and then I don't know, maybe 17, 18, 19 days later, he was dead, so I don't know, but that is weird, man. Like, man, other people were probably trying to help him too. It's not just me, but they had to be monitoring that shit.
I don't know if very many
They never contacted me back either.
I don't know if very many people wanted to help Jeffrey Epstein.
I wanted to have him survive.
Well, you wanted $500,000.
Right.
Was it more?
But I could have told him, here's the thing. When you're in that place, listen, when you're in a cell like he is, there's no cellie. Any story you look at, right, like says he has a cellie. He has no cellie. And he's very safe as it is. But if he has lawyer visits, even in the highest of Marion's lockdown situation, in the whole under investigation, they can't limit the lawyer, right? It's one of the things. And so I would have been able to see him every day, but there were certain things he could have done and employed and made it so that it would be okay, and he probably could have got out of there. But so I don't, he could have killed himself. I'm saying if he was killed, right? Is it possible he killed himself? I mean, it looks like he probably didn't, but the thing is, like, I don't know how they could hide that from the general public as well as they have, but on the tier he was on, it's single cell only. You don't go into super max lockdown like that with a celly.
Yeah.
So maybe he had a celly at one point, but on that range, that was the suicide range. You cannot be with anyone. So like that's out. But they act like he had a celly when they found him.
Well, have you
and that's
seen
not what happened. So I don't know. Like, I think I could help somebody survive, but I don't think I would hope. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Like, I don't know. I got fucking lucky. I didn't have any type of crime in me.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time I saved this deadhead. There was like 6 kids, man, on him, and one guy got a shot at on my face, and it dazed me a little. And I came up, and someone came out, and they all ran. But we were inside this restaurant, and they were on this kid, and it was somewhere up in the mountains, like the top of that lake in Nevada. What's that?
Oh gosh, I don't know the Nevada geography very well.
The ski town, and so like that was a situation.
I don't know.
No, the other one, it's right up on the lake. Or maybe it's Nevada way up there. It's the Nevada one on the top.
I don't know.
Yeah, Tahoe.
Tahoe
was around there. And so like there was never you never had to carry a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. And then these guys taught me how to make hash oil up in the mountains in Netherlands. And they knew the same people we got the LSD from. And this other guy, I went to his house one time to watch his house. He was going to get some more stuff, and the dad was doing a thing in the park, and he had all these big chunks of fucking crystal on the tables. But it's way up in the mountains in Netherlands, and this is back in like 91, 92, and it was all pure crystal LSD. But I didn't touch it. But he said he wanted to make sure I was honest, and it was all there. And so like these were these motherfuckers. But so that group of people, where was I going with this? The LSD people. Fuck, man, I got lost.
You're talking about how you saved some guy that was getting jumped by some group
of
deadheads, and he was at this restaurant.
So all the deals were just like love and cool and smooth, and it wasn't just was something to do with Michael in Netherlands, though I can't remember what the story was. It had to go back to here too.
To where? I think we covered everything pretty thoroughly here.
Democrats or Republicans?
No, I mean, we talked about that too. We talked about how it's kind of a bipartisan thing, no? We've already talked about that.
Did I? The dick down the
For
mouth?
sure, yeah, for sure we talked about the Democrat and Republican thing.
Well, what do you think? But what do you think? Listen, like, are you afraid? Listen to me. Wait, but not here, but like, not afraid. And nothing with red and blue. I never used to think that. And I still get confused with left and right. Because they all have, I think everybody's 80%. That's the realization, right?
I mean, listen,
we're all almost equal to what we want. So why does there have to be two sides? It's
a question for the government,
Do you think there's a difference? Don't you think
between
that
Democrats
a radical,
and Republicans?
Complete change needs to happen?
I mean, for sure, yeah, but who knows when it'll come, It's also, I just don't really speak on my political views on the show, and I don't think that, like, anyone here in my audience is here for politics either,
No, you're right.
It's not something we really talk about that much on
here.
But
like the Ellsberg papers, when that guy released them, it just showed Bernays wrote this book, Propaganda. That's a good one. And then Cialdini wrote one. And it's just, that's like, that shows you the level of how, I mean, it's not necessarily a conspiracy theory, but it's like we as citizens are like, I mean, you got to be old enough. Maybe not. I mean, some things
old enough for what?
Some things are getting better, but the control of the government itself, not anybody specific, any person or any side, but like with everything, the laws and the jails, right? So like what fight do you do? Do you do for legalization of that was in the end, in the author's note, that's what I talk about, because I think that's the only answer. I wrote an article, op-ed for the New York Times before the book. No, I had the first draft. They didn't use it, but they said if you send something in, there's this process for you to send it in. We use it, we can use it, we own it. And then I saw it on a Cato Institute website, and it says my name. And they published it, but it was about hemp and the laws and everything and the money. But the other thing is the reason why they're not legal. There's a reason why. Like, this is not a conspiracy, because they are the biggest dealers of all, and they have to control some of it. And if like do you know anything about what's happening with the poppy fields?
No.
And
Actually, with the
production and the amount of tons that's coming out of there since we've been there, since the Gulf War, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So they can't stop the flow. And the reason why is because we won't stop buying it. So how do you control it? It's like a big, huge prison yard.
Yeah.